All right, good morning everybody. This is Brian and we're here for Forex Live. Today is Tuesday, October 15th, and what we'll be doing today, as we do all of our trading mornings, is using the daily trading regimen, and we're going to use that in conjunction with the daily reports and Forex alerts that Forex Show puts out. Now, there was not an alert for yesterday. Yeah, my screen, sorry about that. Thank you, everyone, for calling my attention to the fact that I did not hit show my screen. So there we go. So we should have the screen up. You guys should be able to see the disclaimer now. All right, so we'll be going through our daily trading regimen, which we use in conjunction with the daily report and our software. So what we'll be doing is you guys should all have open your daily trading regimen file, whether you do that electronically or you print one out kind of the old-fashioned way, which is how I do it. You can find that here. If you go to the Forex Live schedule where you're registering for class, you can actually download a copy there or just pull it up on your screen and go through it. So you want to have that in front of you. This is the checklist that we use to gather the information that we need to make a good decision for our trading. Kind of keeps our fingers off the button and delays that impulsiveness that we can sometimes get when we're first looking at the market. Make sure we're capturing all the data so that we can make the right decision for our trade. Now, of course, does that mean are we always going to win the trade? No, absolutely not. And we have to get our mindset right for that and understand that there's no such thing as 100% winners. We're always going to have losses. We just have to give ourselves as much of an advantage as we can in the marketplace. So we'll follow along with this. We'll go through three currency pairs. Typically in this class, we do the Euro USD, the Pound USD, and the US Yen. And then for a few hours, I'll come back on and do a recap. The recaps are always posted on our YouTube channel, and they should be posted in the live recap area as well. But they're always posted there on YouTube. So we'll have that coming up here in a bit. Before we get started with class, though, I do need to let you know that unique experiences and past performances do not guarantee future results. I think everyone that's on this call today has this slide memorized, but I am going to pause for just a second and give you an opportunity to read through that before we get on with our trading day. All right, what are we going to do today? Had some just a really flat day yesterday, not a whole lot going on. Some opportunities for movements here and there, but the markets largely just, they moved for a bit, and then at the end of the day, they came right back to where they started on Sunday afternoon for us. So not a whole lot happening yesterday, but today we've had some movement, we've had some opportunities, so let's have a look and see how we can participate for the day and what trading opportunities will exist once we go through our daily trading regimen. So I'm going to start over here with the Euro USD, and I'm actually going to reset this chart because we don't have to worry about trades we took last night. So actually I'm going to set it to my template. All right. So I'm going to load up my pending order template, and we'll see what we can find and what we can do. So we're going to start with the Euro USD, and the Euro USD is currently trading at 34.92, 34.93. So we'll call that 34.93. I don't know why that template's not loading now. Everything seems to be ticking along kind of slow for me today. All right, so the first thing we're going to do on our trading regimen is we're going to go in and we're going to capture our channel information. And to do that, we use the daily report. Now, it's always helpful before you even get into this, if there's been a Forex alert that came out, the previous evening, go through that, see what your alert says. You should read that every night, but it depends if you're starting to trade in the morning. Check out the alert, see what Forex Show has to say. Kind of sets you up, gives you an understanding of what he's seeing in the marketplace and potential pitfalls to be ready for. But once you've reviewed that, the next stop here is to collect our channel information, and we're going to do that by going to the daily report, and we can see that we have a channel bottom down here at 33.29 for this Euro USD. It was a holiday, so we didn't grab the top for some reason. There must have been an error in the report, but we know 33.29 is a major area for us. That's a 3 of 3 channel, so we can definitely make note of that 3 of 3 channel there on the daily report. Next up is to collect our support and resistance information. So if we're currently trading at 34.93, we'd want to look down here and see what our potential support or resistance points are. And we see down here that we've got 34.84 as a support level down here below us, and then 35.26 as a resistance level above us. If we break through that, we've got 35.45. Now the next thing we're going to do is we want to understand what's going on in the marketplace. Are we trending or are we oscillating for the day? And I think we would all agree that today we've been in a bit of a downward trend, so trending down. But then the next question is, have we actually broken our channels though? Have we broken through that channel bottom of 33.29, or have we broken above what would have been our channel top? And I would guess, just kind of eyeballing it a little bit here, we'd probably be around that 3600 for the top. Now, this could be because it was a holiday and kind of a glitchy day for the report. 33.29 is definitely a long ways away from where we're currently trading and well outside of the range we would normally look at. So the next thing we're going to capture is our trading range. But so we have not broken through our channel on this Euro USD, but again, that channel bottom was quite a ways away from what we would normally expect on a regular trading day or a regular range for this Euro USD. So not going to hold a lot of weight there if the channel has not been broken. More importantly, though, what's our average range? Today we've moved 91 pips, and average over the past few weeks, we've been in that very, very range-bound market. Remember, we came out of the summertime blues. We were expecting to see some market movement, and we came right out of the summertime right into a government shutdown, and the markets have stayed very range-bound as a result. So, our average range really, is 70 to 80 pips on this specific currency pair. Now, does that mean it can't move beyond that? No, obviously not. I mean, it could very easily move 100, 120 pips. We even saw that during the summertime blues. We'd be in a very range-bound type market, and then we'd have a day where it would break out for multiple hundreds of pips. So, not too nothing to be overly concerned with there. That we're seeing a 90 plus pip move on an average range of 70 to 80 pips. Next thing you want to know is what news is going on. Is there news today? What's happening with our report here? What should we be aware of? And we go to forexfactory.com, and it's great to just pull up this as a dashboard to see what major high-impact news is expected to come out. So we can look through here, and we see some high-impact reports that already occurred, but there's nothing for the remainder of the day that we should be overly concerned with. So as far as news coming up, nope, there's no news today that's planned anyway. Now, does that mean there couldn't be tweets and blurbs and things of that nature? Yeah, of course. I mean, if something suddenly came out about the government shutdown, we'd probably see some movement. Maybe a resolution there or something, we'd see some movement. But those are things that we can't really plan for. Those can just simply happen. So we want to use this to take advantage or take into context what might be the actual announcements that we know are going to occur today, so we can plan around them versus what we might think is going to occur. And then again, here the purpose of knowing this is, let's say you're trading and it's 4:55 and you're seeing what looks like a perfect setup. You may not want to jump on that trade, because if you've got news coming out at 5, that could whip you out of your trade, or take the market in the opposite direction, whatever may happen. So And the reason we want to know what news is coming up is so that we can stay out and plan accordingly. So if we have a major impact, high impact news thing coming up, we might want to wait until that news occurs and then get in, 15, 20, 30 minutes after the news and the market's kind of shaking itself out. So news, we're going to put a big no. And then the last thing we're going to have a look at here is the futures market. And we always have a look over here at finviz.com. All kinds of glitches today. Have a look here at finviz.com/futures, and this gives us a heads-up dashboard on what's going on in the futures market. And the reason we want to know this is because there's a pretty good correlation between what's happening here and the strength or weakness of the U.S. dollar. So we typically look to see what's going on with the Dow, what's going on in the crude, what's going on with gold and silver. If those things are moving down, then typically we're going to see the dollar getting stronger. If these are moving up, if we're seeing the Dow rally, gold, silver, crude, these are all rallying, we see money flow out of the dollar. And I know for those of you that are brand new, the reason we see this is because typically if we're liquidating positions in these, we're holding those liquid positions in U.S. dollars. So we're liquidating positions here, we're holding them in U.S. dollars, so that causes the dollar to strengthen. Then as we pull money out of dollars and put it back into the Dow, put it into crude, put it into gold and silver, we see the dollar weaken. So that's why we have a look here, just to give us an idea. Where's the market leaning? Are we seeing a positive lean or a negative lean in the futures market? Because that gives us a good indication of what we're going to see for the dollar strength or weakness for the day. And right now, these are leaning to the downside. We see kind of across the board, just using this heads-up dashboard, we see that we've got a slight lean to the downside in futures, which should mean dollar strength for the day. But keep an eye out there, and this is always a good thing to watch too around news, just to give you an idea of where we might be moving. So Dow is pretty much even. If the Dow starts to rally, we may see the U.S. dollar weaken as the Dow rallies, but we'll see what happens for the day. We don't want to make any assumptions. We just want to know what's going on now so we can trade accordingly. If we start assuming things, then it gets us into trouble typically. All right, so with that said, we've gathered a lot of information. We've captured current price point, channel information, support resistance levels. We know if we're trending versus oscillating, if the channel's been broken, average range, news, all of these things. We've captured it all. And now we can go over to the marketplace and look for potential trades. So the first thing we'll do is let's just put some lines on the chart so we know where we're trading. Now we said 34.84 is a support level according to Forex Joe's report. So we can go here to 34.84. And I'm going to color that purple. We were looking last night, for those of you that are with us, we were looking for 3 of 3 channels. And so we had this, I had the lines done kind of a thick red color just to make us aware of what those channels were. So here we are, 34.84. We have a support resistance area, in this case the support area. The next resistance level is up here at 35.26. Just get this out of the way so I can see where that might be. And 35.26, right about here, is our resistance area. If we break through that, 35.45 would be the next level up, which is right about there. All right. So you got those in the chart now. So what do we see? Well, we see we had a really big movement down over the course of yesterday, or over the course of the night, over the evening. I don't know why my brain hasn't been functioning to say the words that I want to say. Words won't come out. So had a pretty big push down, and now here into the U.S. session, we're seeing a little bit of chop, just trying to get some directionality, see what it's going to do from there. Did come right down to this resistance level and bounced the first time, but who knows if will it stay there? I guess that remains to be seen. So let's look at some additional levels as well. What else do we have? Well, we have as Forex Joe likes to say, we need to compress our channels. And one thing we can see through here, we saw price push down. It came to this 3,500, 34.99, bounced the first time. No surprise. I mean, it's a big whole number. Typically, you're going to see some level of struggle around those whole numbers. They're big psychological levels. They're great order flow levels. Just a good area to watch the whole numbers. And now, we've broken below it, came back, and it's been retesting it. So, does that mean we're not going to continue back up? It means that this is a great number to watch. So 3,500, 34.99. So now we've broken below it. So trend is down for the day. We've come down. We've hit this 34.84 support line, and now it's bounced, and we've come up, and we're kind of flirting with this 3,500. So what are we going to do for the day? What are we going to do here? Well, we're seeing potential dollar strength. Looking at the futures market, the floor traders come online here in about 10-15 minutes, so might see some additional movement there. What I'm going to do is park a sell up here off of 3,500 and see if we can get all the way up there to retest it. And if we can, we'll look to take it short from there. I'm going to keep my stop loss fairly tight. I'm not going to risk 30 pips to make 5, but I am going to look to place a trade right in here and see if we can't pick up some pips on a quick reversal. Now, the only thing that's got me a little spooked about this trade, I'll go ahead and put this on, is we've moved 90 pips for the day, and here recently we really haven't been seeing moves of much more than 80 or 90 pips on the euro. So we might be hitting the bottom of our range. There's no news for the day. There's really not a lot that should push it far down below this. There's not a lot that would add to volatility there. So we may be, again, as Forex Joe likes to say, at the end of our gravy train, and this may be a spot to look for potential reversals as it kind of floats back up for the day. But I'm going to stick with the sell on this, and the reason being is we came down, we really pushed to a major level, which is a big whole number. We broke it, and we've made a run for it twice to retest it. We haven't actually retested 3,500. So I'm going to park a sell there. That, in conjunction with the fact that we're seeing a potentially strong dollar based on what we're seeing in the futures market, makes me feel good about parking that sell order there. I'm not going to park a buy today on this one, so I'm just going to leave the sell on here. If I really had to be hard pressed for a buy, I'd probably look a little bit further down to that 64.70 area and see if we can push a little below that, get into that full 100 pips and see if it reverse off of that. But that's just more of a guess, and I'll just trade the one level that is a significant number for us and leave it for that. So 3,500, big level. It's a big psychological level. I'm reiterating because I'm making notes as I talk, so I know what I'm trading, why I'm trading. It's important to write this down. Keep a journal for yourself. That's really good. It's gonna, and this daily trading regimen kind of serves as that, right? We've got the trading regimen, we've got our checklist, and then at the bottom we have notes, so we can make a note for ourselves as to what we traded, why we traded it, and that helps us go back and review, so we know what we've done and if we need to make any improvements. I mean, again, just because you lose a trade doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You can do all the right analysis, everything correct in the world, and the trade can still go against you. There's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean you did anything wrong. So it's just good to have notes, though, so you can go back and review, and helps you out for future education and future growth. All right, so I just made some notes there. I'm going to sell off of that. All right, so the next one up. What's next? Let's look at the pound USD and see what's happening here. So the pound USD, currently trading at 59.46. And looks like we're actually pushing up to retest this Asia, this push down for the Asia low. This might be an interesting area to watch for the morning. All right, so what do we see here? First thing we're going to do is check out our channel information. So we pop over to our daily report. We're going to scroll down to the pound USD right here and have a look at what our channels are telling us. Now, we're concerned here. we're always operating, since we're trading intraday for this, what we're doing, during our morning classes, we're most concerned with what our current top and bottom is for our channel. So we see that we have a channel top at 60.44, and we have a channel bottom at 59.67. Now this is important here as we write these numbers down. We happen to notice that above us, 60.44 is a 3 of 3 channel. So on the short term, mid-term, and the long term, 60.44 is setting up as a top. So that's a really big number to watch, and an area we should be cognizant of. So last night during class, we actually parked we put a nice heavy line in there so that we know 60.44 is a number to watch, and that's actually a number we've seen over the past few weeks. It's come into play for us. So I would expect that we'll see it again over the course of this week as well. So 60.44, big number. Next thing we'll want to capture is our support and resistance information. So we know they're trading at 59.46, so that's going to tell us that to the downside we have 59.12 for support, and if we break through that, 58.57. To the upside, if we push back up just a little bit above us, we've got 59.53 as a resistance level, and then above that 59.67, which also agrees with the channel bottom, so it gives that a little bit more weight for us. Next up, are we trending or are we oscillating for the day? And again, looks like we're in a bit of a downward trend, so we're trending down for the day on this currency pair. The big question is, have we broken our channels? Have we come up and broken above 60.44? No. Have we broken below 59.67? And the answer there is obviously yes, since we're currently trading at 59.46. So let's put that on the chart, 59.67. All right, so have we broken those? Yes, the channel has been broken. Average range, well, today we've moved about 90 pips, 93 pips to be exact. Our average range, again, is a little bit lower. We're in the 80 to 90 range here on the pound USD. Again, another currency pair that has been very range bound. We came through the summer and then into this government shutdown, although there have been days when, we'll see multiple days, 60, 70, 80 pips, and all of a sudden, boom, it'll just make a huge breakout for, 150, 200 plus pips, and that's occurred here and there. But the overall, those are anomalies. The average has been, in that 80 plus pip range for the longer term. News, we know there's no news coming up. And as far as the futures market, that's not going to have changed a whole lot in the last 5 minutes or so. Typically, you just want to double check it. It'll be most interesting to check it here in another, 10 minutes when the floor traders fully come on board, and we can see what's, what their direction is for the day. But right now, still seeing that lean towards the negative side for futures, which should give us dollar strength. So futures down, which means dollars up. And let's see what we're seeing over here. So now we've gathered our information. Same thing, we'll pop over here, have a look at where our trading opportunities are. So we've already put 60.44 and 59.67 on the charts. So those are key areas for us to watch. And 59.67 holds a little bit more weight. The channel bottom, also a resistance area for us. The next level down was 59.53, if I can read my chicken scratch, which was right about here. And that's pretty much in line with, I mentioned we were making a run towards the Asia low. Really nice trade I like to take, and it has a really nice success record, is trading off of the Asia high or Asia low. So when you see a pattern like this where price is broken down, it's moved 15, 20 pips past the Asia low during the London session, and it comes back during the U.S., oftentimes it'll come back to retest that Asia low and then push again. Now, this Asia low was established, with this, with this candle long wick right here. So now the question is this the Asia low we're going to retest, or is this the Asia low that we're going to retest? And that's the $1 million question, isn't it? Where are we going to be? So, you know, what I'll do here is I'm going to go ahead and park this sell at this area. I'm going to take a little bit more risk than I normally would, and park my stop loss just a little beyond what we would normally be comfortable with, and just get it beyond that that next level up at 59.67. And I'm getting it a little beyond to give myself wiggle room, A, for it to come up and test this, B, giving myself, if it does push through, a little room for this bid-ask spread here. Bid-ask spread here. So anyway, there we have that. And depends what currency you're looking at. Sometimes that bid-ask spread can sound like something else, and it's totally relevant if you're looking at some of those Kiwi spreads. They can be 7-8 pips depending what broker you have. That's why I'm chuckling. That little inside joke inside my head. So anyway, we have this. We're going to go ahead and park this this order here. Darn it! What am I doing? I'm grabbing lines all over the place. What is that? Take profit 2? Yeah, okay, take profit 1. So then I'm going to look to take my profit right down here at the next support levels down. Now, as far as potential buys on this, we have support at 59.12, which is right down here. 59.12, we've got a support level. This combined with the fact that, you know, if we push top to bottom on this trade, you know, that's about 94 pips. Pretty much the range. You don't have any other news events coming up. We're pretty much pushing the range here on this. So I'm going to go ahead and park a buy order here at the at this support level. If we do push down there, we're looking at the end of our range, and a great spot to look for potential reversals for the remainder of the trading day. So I'm going to go ahead and park those, and now that I've got my orders where I'd like to see them, I'm going to move to buy and sell and activate both of those. Now again, my sell order is a little bit wider from a risk standpoint than I would normally go. Typically, if I'm looking to get, you know, 8 or 10 pips, I like to keep my my risk about that. But here's the challenge today. We've got the Asia low. I really like this trade. You know, once we push down, coming back to retest the Asia low. If this had been the opposite direction, we had pushed up, I'd look to retest the Asia high. It's just been a trade that consistently pays off for me. It's just a really nice little setup there. Now, the challenge, though, for me, as I mentioned, is even though I like to play that Asia high, Asia low, this low was established with just a really long wick. So is this the low or is this the low? So the reason I'm parking my trade here is because I'm kind of sticking to my plan of the Asia low, but I'm giving it some room in the event that it comes up to retest this next level, which was possibly a better level for the Asia low. So anyway, that's what I'm doing there. And then of course we have the buy, and the reason for the buy down here is because once again our average range on this currency pair is 80 to 90 pips. We're looking top to bottom. There's no additional news coming up that could be a driver for us to really push beyond with any momentum. So I'm looking, if we do push down to this next support level at 59.12, that's 90 pips, 94 pips top to bottom. At that point, we've really pushed the end of what our average range would be. So great spot for me to start looking for a reversal. So that's why I've placed those trades where I've placed them. So we've got them on. We'll let them go and see how that plays out for us. So I'm just going to make some more notes for myself here real quickly. Okay. And my sell Okay, so there we got those on, and we'll move on over and do one more. We'll do this one more time on the US yen and see how that one looks as well for us. This year has just been flying by. Can't believe it's the 15th of October. All right, so US yen. What are we looking at here on the US yen? And let's just reset this because we didn't take those trades last night. All right, so we're currently trading at 98.51. 98.51. Channel information. We'll go a little bit faster since this is our last one. We'll just, this really shouldn't take you. If you're using the methodology, you've been doing this for a few weeks, shouldn't take you long at all to do this on your own because you're not going to be giving commentary as you're, you might, but it's more than likely you're not going to be giving commentary while you're working through this. So you can do these pretty quickly especially if you're just looking at three currency pairs. You should be able to pull this up and pretty much whip through each one in about 5 minutes or less. And so that's what we're going to do now. Just take this last one, go through it real quickly. And so for the US yen, again, pop over to our daily report. We know what our current price is. And now we just, what is with that black screen? All right, so just scroll on down to the USD JPY. And what we see here is that we've got a top at 98.82 and a bottom at 98.33. Pretty tight range on this currency. Big thing to watch here, if we do break above 99.67 is an area to watch. That's been a key level for us all year. We've seen price repel off of 99.67 a number of times. It did break through it once and it pushed to 103.5, but the other times they've made a run for it, 99.67 seems to really hold up as a nice resistance level. So that's just kind of a number for your back pocket. Right now we're concerned with 98.82 and 98.33. Yeah, 98.82, 98.33. And we're currently trading at 98.51. So what do we see? Well, we've got a support resistance area right here at 98.53, 358. So we're kind of hovering around a little decision point anyway. If we break below that, 98.33 is the next level down, and that coincides with our channel bottom. If we break that, 98.08, making a run for 9800, which is that whole number, and we would expect price to gravitate toward that, and if it gets there, probably bounce the first time. 98.58, if we break above that, we've got 98.82, which is coinciding with our channel top. And if we break through there, 99.39, and then of course 99.67. Are we trending or oscillating though for the day? That's the big question we need to ask ourselves. And it looks like this has been in a bit of an oscillating market for the day. We're oscillating. So next question up, have we broken a channel? Have we broken above 98.82 or have we broken below 98.33? And the answer is no on both of those. In fact, we've only moved 32 pips for the day on this currency pair, and that's really, really low. Although I did send this to our developer that we have an issue here with our short-term ADR and waiting to hear back. I figured out, I think it's an issue with the way Talonex does their Sundays. Their Sundays are very, very weak. Just for some reason, when the market opens between that Sydney and Tokyo opening, it counts that as a day somehow. So there's something screwy. We may have to abandon Talonex, but we'll see if we can figure that out. Anyway, oscillating for the day, ADR's 32 pips. Now the longer term though, again, is 80 to 90 pips on this currency pair, largely because we've been in that range. We've been in the summertime blues, and it just hasn't ended. We haven't gotten back into any kind of trending markets just yet. Are there days that trend? Yeah, absolutely. But overall, we've been kind of stuck in a range, and probably will be until we get some sort of a relief from this this current little playground battle we're having with our children in Washington. So, is there any news coming up? Nope, no news coming up. And what's happening with the futures market? Well, we're about 10 minutes in. Floor traders are out there screaming at each other, throwing stuff in the air and pointing and yelling, having a good time down there in the pits. Although I don't think we've seen too much change here. Actually, we've seen the Dow open and just nosedive, which is adding strength to the U.S. dollar. So we're continuing to see weak futures market, and we're seeing dollar strength. All right, so what are we going to do here? If we're seeing dollar strength, we would expect to start looking for potential bounce for this U.S. yen. And what are we seeing? Well, let's put some lines on the chart. We've got 98.33 as our channel bottom, which is right down here. Right here, 98.33. We've got 98.82 above us up here for our channel top. Close enough. And 98.58 as our little decision point. It was right there. So 98.58, push down here. Now the next thing we want to do, Forex Show always lets us know that we need to compress our channels, compress and compact, I think he says, our channels. And so what are we seeing through here? Well, we have a bottom. We saw this come down, bounced, really set up here, bounced, broke through it, came back above, it's retested it. So 98.44 would be a potential level to watch for a buy opportunity on this U.S. yen. So we can park that here. We want to keep our risk fairly low. We don't want to risk 30 pips to make 5. So we could park that order here with a little bit of risk. And I'm going to go ahead and move to buy. And then we can drag our profits down a bit. So there we go. So we have a pending order on. What I'm looking at, so we've compressed our channel a bit. We've got 98.44 looking like a support level. We've seen this level, price pushed down during Tokyo, bounced. It really struggled here. We had another trader on that we do a little bit of training in conjunction with. He likes to call these order flow lines. So, we've seen, we saw price push down. It's been struggling here, pushed up, came back, retested it, pushed up, and retesting it again. We're going to keep our risk fairly low and looking to take profit pretty quickly off of this and see if we can't get a few pips on a bounce and reversal. I like this trade because we're looking at potential dollar strength for the day. Now, does that mean we're definitely going to see it? Maybe not. This might just go ahead and push through here and come right against me, for a 15 pip loss. 'Cause it'd be 5 pips across the board. It's not just 5 pips. Keep in mind, we're trading this in lots of 3. So when we're counting our wins, we're looking at, if we have, 5 pip for take profit 1, 8 for take profit 2, and let's say 20 on take profit 3, we're counting each of those. So we have to do the same when we're counting our losses. It can't just be a loss of 5 pips. It's really a loss of 15 pips if that goes fully against us. So anyway, there we have it. So we've got that trade on. I'm taking that trade right now. We'll let that one play out and see what that goes. This might just have enough momentum to really push down and go against me here fully. But with the dollar strength that we're seeing over here in the futures market, I would expect to see the dollar push up and rally against us unless the Dow turns around pretty quickly from what the initial trading is over the course of the session today. All right, so there we have it. Forex Joe has actually got a doctor's visit, so he's not going to be with us today. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up. And this is going to push and stop me out maybe. Darn it. So anyway, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. I'll do a recap here in a couple of hours just to go over the trades that we've put on to see how those are faring and what we did for the trading day. And we'll have that out on our YouTube channel, and then it should also be posted in our Forex Live recaps. So, yep, there I got stopped out. Took me out. This might have been a better level down here. Oh, wait. Well, anyway, there we have it, and we will catch you guys on the next session. Our next session is Thursday morning, and we'll be back here to go through the Forex Live to show our daily trading regimen, along with the daily reports to show how we utilize that to set ourselves up for our trades. All right. Well, you guys have a great day, and we will talk to you soon.